Hello, hello. Testing, testing. 1, 2. Fingers crossed the stream's working today. Ah, there we go. Hello, people. How we doing? Anyone here responding in the chat? Is the audio sounding okay? We have a data slate to go through. So many things, so little time. I've managed to avoid most of the spoilers here, so fingers crossed I don't see things that are coming up. I think I've seen maybe 1 or 2 things because of friends group chats. People will always go mad and talk about things as soon as they get revealed. So I may have been spoiled on 1 or 2 small details, but we'll see if there's anything particularly interesting in here. Let's... Yeah, let's get started. Let's have a look what we've got here. I mean, first off, I like it when Games Workshop makes pages like this where they actually talk about, you know, all the things that they're doing and sort of giving some of the reasoning behind the design decisions they're making. It's nice to see their thought process. I am not going to read these all in full because it might take a while to go through them. I am noticing a distinct lack of Imperial agents being listed here, which is obviously concerning, but not super surprising to a degree at this point, but it is what it is. Interesting they've grouped some together, like Necrons and Orcs. I guess they're just happy with those. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Let's check out the downloads page and see what we've got. Where to start? Let's start with the Balance Dataslate. Rules. See what the rules have changed. Ooh. So red, as usual, red text is changes. No core rules changes by the looks of it. All the same stuff. I'm not super surprised. I wasn't expecting a massive change up here. Sisters, mostly the same. I think if they were going to receive nerfs, it was going to be any points changes. I know they're quite strong right now. And I think Brings the Flames already had quite a few nerfs, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that not changed anymore. Custodes, more or less the same. Makes sense, I think. It would be nice to see some of the rules added back to Custodes rather than them just being stat sticks. Oh, hello, Weeboo. Welcome to the stream. For people watching, please remember to like the stream. It helps people see it in their feed. Get it pushed up that algorithm. I'm just going through the rules changes so far. We'll see if there's anything interesting in here, but it's always very weird getting used to doing stuff on stream because I'm very used to curating what I'm saying in post and editing it. No AdMech changes by the looks of it in terms of rules, which is fine. I think they've had more than enough, good lord. There's so many changes in this page. I'm actually amazed it's still under a page. I guess that's kind of why they separated it out. Eldari, okay, plus changes here, good. Let's see. Agile maneuvers, star engines, trigger, and effects section change to trigger when an eligible vehicle unit from your army is selected to make an advanced move. I believe that used to be normal move, so okay. Until the end of the turn, ranged weapons equipped by this unit have the assault ability. Okay, from memory, I believe this used to be added d6 plus 1 to their movement, which meant you could still disembark and shoot. So no more scooting the tank a bajillion inches and disembark and Fugen. Now we, or was it for Wagon? Fugen? Something like that. Now we have to give it assault, which doesn't that make the vehicle detachment just bad? Am I crazy? Because that also gives assault, right? You just will never use this in that detachment now. And it's an interesting change. Yeah, the Fire Dragon Lump was horrid. I think the issue with the Fire Dragon Lump isn't necessarily that it kills things. Like, I think it should definitely kill things. I think the issue with that lump of dudes was just that it wasn't very interactive. Like, they would get out, they would shoot, they would get back in. So anything that reduces the amount that you can do that is probably a good change in terms of game health. The points can be adjusted after the fact. But this is a good change. I think it still gives them speed, but it means that it's a bit more restrictive in terms of what you can do with it. I don't know if any of the Eldari tanks have the advance and disembark ability. I know some transports have that, like the Emperor's Children Rhino has it. But aspect host attachment. This is the Skyborn Sanctuary stratagem target and effect section. Change to one Azayana unit from your army that was eligible to fight this phase. Oh, this is the one where you get back in at the end of your fight phase. Your fight phase, either fight phase, I believe it was. So what you used to do is get the Fuegan unit out, shoot, and at the end of your fight phase, get them back in the transport. But now you have to have fought in order to do that. So unless you're feeding like a chaff unit to Fuegan squad, you can't do this anymore. So now Fuegan unit just can't get back in the transport. That sounds like a good change to me. It seems very much more interactive, at least. It means they have to charge into combat for them to do it. Which, I mean, Fuegan's no slouch in melee. His axe is like AP4, right? Something like that. He's quite strong in melee, but he won't kill like a full Space Marine squad on his own, I don't think. Warhost. Wait, is this the same stratagem? Oh no, this is the other stratagem in Warhost. That was the aspect host one. I see. So same wording here. Okay. So it looks like... Yeah, so in both detachments, you now can't get back in transports unless you bought things. That seems like a good change in general. It's like, this doesn't massively nerf what the army does. It's just a bit more restrictive, and you have to actually consider that your unit could die in return. Fire and Fade can't get back into a transport. That's interesting. But most reactive strats do let you get back into transport, so it's interesting this one now doesn't. I guess that's now restricted to stuff that's like, like reactive moves as opposed to Fire and Fades. That's interesting. I wonder if they've made this change to other rules. And then Aspect Shrine tokens. Yeah. Aspect Shrine tokens now cannot be used on character models. I think this is biggest for Fuegan and maybe Jane. No, not Jane Czar. Fuegan and the Dire Avengers guy. They both use Aspect Shrine tokens a lot. It's a fairly minor nerf, I think. I mean, it's pretty big for Fuegan because you just use the sustained hits 2 profile and turn them into 6s and just kill Marines. So I guess you can't do that. Morgan. I forget what Morgan gets from it. Has he got lethal hits? Something like that? Just something. Yeah. These seem mostly like good changes. This Shrine one, I think, is a power level hit more so than anything. Like when you're flipping stuff to a 6, the big thing is the keyword. So for Fuegan, it was the sustained hits 2. For Azum, yeah, that's the Dire Rangers one. It's sustained hits and lethal, something like that. So it's most important for them or for defensively, potentially. That's cool, though. No Astra Militarum changes, no Black Templar changes, no Blood Angels changes. I think they're fine for the most part. Chaos Knights, no changes here. Chaos Space Marines, no rules changes. There's not many rules changes this time around by the looks of it. Dark Angels, no rules changes. Death Guard, no rules changes. Drukhari, okay. Venom. So the ability that lets you split a unit now also lets you split Hand of the Archon. That seems decent. I don't know how often you'll do it. Yeah, no, I think I definitely agree with that design philosophy. I think it's good to keep touches light if things are close. And I think for the most part, most armies are in their sort of 45 to 55% win rate balance range. I think there's a couple that are slightly outside it and a couple that are a bit too dominant in things like teams and high level formats. Like the Victrix Guard was a big one a lot of people have been complaining about. This is interesting, though. I'm not that familiar with Hand of the Archon, so I can't say too much whether that's good or not. Emperor's Children. Rapid Evisceration Detachment. Oh, that's the transport detachment, isn't it? They've changed the detachment rule. So now you get the rerolls if you are a transport or if you disembark from a transport. So you get reroll ones to hit and wound on the last cannons on the Land Raider. That seems pretty good. I mean, the Land Raider is probably still not great, but oh god, I guess you could also firing deck the Blast Masters and give them reroll ones to hit and wound, right? That seems quite strong. There may be more reason to try this attachment now. That's interesting. I like this change. It makes a lot of sense. I think there's been a few detachments that do stuff like this recently, and they've been making the transports better, which is nice to see. As opposed to the transports just being dead and only giving the benefit to the stuff that gets out. Gene Steel Cults. This is taking me a second to find if there's any red here. Doesn't look like there's any changes there. Cool. Grey Knights, nothing. Imperial Agents, nothing. Very sad. But the Blast Boys don't benefit from the transport stuff, no. So when you're using firing deck, it's treated as the transport firing the weapons, so you would still get the rerolls. You wouldn't get, for example, the sustained hits from the character in the transport, though. But you can still give them the rerolls from this, because it's applying to the transport and it's being treated as the transport's gun. And then you could also disembark them to still get the rerolls anyway. It's just, you can do it a lot safer if you're inside the transport. You obviously won't be able to fire the 4 extra guns, you just fire the big guns, but you could fire the strength 10 profile with, 3 shots each? So you'd have 6 shots, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s, wounding, I don't know, like tanks on 4s, rerolling 1s. That's not bad. I think the stratagem in the new detachment they released the other day might be a bit better. But this is like a nice buff. It makes the rhinos do a little bit of damage. It makes the Land Raiders a little bit scarier. I don't know if it's scary enough. No agents changes. I'm not super surprised by this, but it is what it is. I wish there was more here. It needs added army rule in this section. Imperial Knights. Nothing. Votan. Nothing. Necrons. Nothing. Agents on the way out. I hope not. Orcs. Nothing. Space Marines. God, Space Marines has almost 2 pages. Good Lord. Nothing. Space Wolves. Nothing. Tau. Nada. 1,000 Suns. Oh, that's a lot of red. Okay. Destiny's Ruin Psychic. Change to select 1 enemy unit of 24. Each time 1,000 Suns or Scintillating Legions. Oh, okay. So this, it looks like this and this. Basically, all the psychic abilities now apply to your allied demons. So a Lord of Change will get the AP and the rerolls. That seems neat. I mean, it makes sense. They are the spellcasters. They've also changed the range profile of Kairos Fateweaver. Is now, I believe that's 1 lower AP on the overcharge, but it's damage 3 instead of D3. So overall seems like a damage increase, largely. And then Lord of Change, no AP decrease because that was already only AP 2, and then damage 3 instead of D3 again. That seems like a nice buff. I think these were already quite competitive anyway, so that seems like an odd choice. And then the Rod of Sorcery. Custodian one shot. The Rod of Sorcery is changed to damage to 18-inch range. Was this not already 18-inch range? Let me just check my phone. Oh. Warhammer app, what say you? What does the Lord Change's gun look like right now? Oh wait, no, it's going to be up to date. I'm checking the app and it's already the updated version. I might be stupid. Okay, I assume this is a slight range increase to match the other weapon, which is nice. It means they'll both be in range. I assume this damage was either D3 or 1. I would guess D3? Not sure. The consistency's nice. D3 damage is annoying. Tyranids, no changes. World Eaters, no rules changes. That's the rule changes done. Okay. let's look at the... Let's look at the points first, and then we'll look at the individual data sheets and see if anything's changed, I suppose. Ooh, Sisters tanking some points hits. I mean, I'm not super surprised by this. Sisters was already arguably one of the top 3 armies at the time. So the other 2 being like A variant and Space Marines, the Victrix Guard spam one, Admech and Sisters and Eldar are probably the top 4 contenders at the moment. So this going up doesn't seem too surprising. Val up by 15, not super surprised. The Hospitaller brick with the Sacrosancts has gone up 20 points, 10 from the character, 10 from the squad. So it'll be 200 points per squad now. So, I mean, it's not cheap, but it's not unusable. Sanctifier's up 10. I hope that's not reflected in the Agents version, because I think they were also 100. Retributor's up 15. Oof. I mean, these seem like needed changes. We'll see how far the win rate tanks because of it. Custodians. Alaris Custodians. Okay, so down 5 points a model for 2. These are all 5 points a model. Okay, so it's very consistent across the board. Basically 5 points a model less per Custodians Alaris Terminator. Custodian Guard down 10 again. But did these not go down 10 last Dataslate? I'm getting deja vu here. Oh shit, I forgot about my tea. Oh. Delicious. Vigilators down 5. 40. Yeah, they keep dropping. Yeah, I guess I'm not super surprised because people are taking, is it Wardens instead? The Feel No Pain ones? Are the guards are the ones with the bolters, right? The shoot twice ones or something? You think they're better than Wardens for 60 points less? Really? Interesting. I guess we'll see what tournament lists are like. It's been a while since I played against Custodians. I feel like I don't run into them very often locally. Vigilators down in points. 45 points for 4 Vigilators is very cheap. Am I wrong? Like that's a very cheap scoring unit. Like that's cheaper than Voidsmen and Agents. That's like very cheap. Same with Witchseekers. The 9 and 10 go down the same amount. Interesting. I assume with the Vigilators, the 5, 9, and 10 are just like basically the same. So I guess like if you're doing any of these, you just take the 10 unless you've like turned one of them into a character or something. Is this one of those kits where you take one and turn it into a character? Oh, my voice is cracking a bit. Interesting changes. I know Custodians are doing okay at the moment, so these are like welcome changes for anyone who likes this army. No, okay. Mechanicus. Okay, I play a little Mechanicus. I'm not super surprised by any of these. Pull up 35. I'm not a big fan of this just because like the issue with Core right now is he's kind of just an auto include. You're just going to pay this tax. If you're playing the army, you are playing this man right now because he gives you at the moment. Ballistari up 10 per model is about what I expected. These units are very strong at the moment. Richard Seedler's world's winning list was running 9 of them, I think. So his list, I think, has gone up 90 from these alone. Skystalker's up 5 for the 5-man, 10 for the 10-man. 150 points for 10 of these is a lot compared to what they used to be, but they definitely should be that much. They are quite strong. They don't do that much damage, but it's like almost 60 shots. No AP or AP1, depending on if you're in a battle line. I would have liked to see more point drops from the bad units here. Like, I don't think I've seen someone unironically use the Tech Priest Dominus in like 6 months because it's just worse than the Manipulus. Like, you could give lethal hits to your squad with crit 5s instead of giving them a Feel No Pain. Yeah, I'll be curious to see how this affects Mechanicus win rates. The army's doing quite well at the moment, but it's also one of the first times in general it's had a positive win rate this edition. So it's probably a good thing that they, you know, I think most Mechanicus players aren't going to be unhappy about their units getting more expensive considering how much they cost in terms of money. Infiltrators up 5 for the 5-man and 15 for the 10-man, so now it's cheaper per model to take the 5-man, which is interesting. And same for the Rust Stalkers. I think 10-man Rust Stalkers was definitely more common. 5-man's not bad though. They're kind of essentially a 5-man of like I guess, like jump pack intercessor equivalents in terms of their speed, but they all essentially have power fist equivalents because they're anti-infantry 3 plus AP2 damage 2, which is quite strong. But yeah, I would have liked to see some point drops on the June Crawler, because this thing has been overcosted for most of the edition. It is just worse than the Disintegrator, and it is 10 points cheaper. I don't know why it's so close. They also need to make some rule changes to certain units, like the Sniper Dragoon has just been terrible all edition. Scatteros has been pretty bad most of the edition. He is just a cheap blown up. He doesn't do much. Tempest Titanicus, no changes. I'm shocked. Eldari, okay. Jane's are up 15. Lycus up 15. Eldrad up 10. Not the Warhound. Fire Dragon, just the 10-man up 20. That's interesting. So now I guess it's got parity with the 5-man because people were taking the 10-man, I suppose. Storm Guardians up 10, and Swooping Hawk 5-man's up 10. Water Spiders up 10. Okay, so I guess they want you to play the 10-man of Water Spiders more often because people aren't taking them because you just take either 5 of Lycus or 5 on their own. This makes sense. Maybe they could drop the 10-man a tiny bit if they wanted people to play it more. Again, largely decent changes. It would have been nice for them to give some small point buffs to the Harlequin stuff, which has got the new detachment, because a lot of it seems a little overcosted. Where is he? The Death Jester is 90 points for a guy with a damage 2 rifle. He seems quite expensive. He could probably be a bit less. The Storm Guardians and Eldrad are kind of baffling to me. Like, this is 120 points for a guy that just generates CP. It's a lot of points. The rest of this will make sense, but that one's just kind of mad to me. Like if you want a Storm Guardian brick with Eldrad, that's 230 points. That's like more than most tanks. No Ynnari changes, it looks like. They should do more balancing with it, to be honest. The Ynnari Drukhari stuff is not very good. Astra Militarum, no changes. They got a new detachment. They probably don't need masses of changes. Ynnari. Ynnari is the, Vizark Incarn. Oh, you're being sarcastic. Why would you do this to me? Black Templars. I know very little about this army. These, to me, are just more Space Marines. Some of them have gone up. Some of them have gone down. But the looks of it, the good ones have gone up, and the bad ones have gone down. Probably similar win rate, I would imagine. Blood Angels. Sanguinor, down 10 points. This will not change the army drastically, I don't think. A decent chunk of lists, I think, are already taking the Sanguinor. Chaos Demons. Okay, so the big chickens are... The big chickens are up 15 and 10, which makes sense because they buffed the weapon profile. The Keeper of Secrets is down 30 and Shalaxi down 40. I know they nerfed these a while back, so it's probably not that good still. But it might be an interesting change to see them back on the table. I think these probably need to be closer to 300 like Scarbrand is for these to be playable again with their new stat lines. We'll see. Yeah, I know the Keeper of Secrets is not great at the moment. 240 is actually very low now that I think about it, compared to some of the other big demons. It's kind of mad that the Keeper used to be more points than Rotigus, actually. That was wild. Demonic Incursion, the Endless Gift is down 15. Did I miss that in the balanced Dataslate? Did that change rules-wise? I might have missed that. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Cool. Codex Chaos Knights. You think it's the same rules-wise? Let me have a look on my other monitor. Ah, no, I found it. It's a 5-up Feel No Pain now. It's not a 4-up Feel No Pain anymore. So it's gotten worse, but they've made it cheaper. Okay. That makes sense. Codex Chaos Knights, they've made 2 of the knights that I never see anyone take cheaper, and they've made the one that people are taking 3 of more expensive. Yeah, this makes sense. I don't really have any notes here. Half of these I've never seen on the table. Like right now, the people are just taking 2 or 3 despoilers with the Gatling cannons. Chaos Space Marines. Chaos Lord and Terminator armor. I don't know if I've seen that well on the table this year. Down 10 points. Maybe he'll be closer to playable. We'll see. Fabius Bill. Fabulous Billibilis. Up 15. Forge Fiend down 10. The Forge Fiend I remember used to be very good. I've not seen one in a while in this army though, so maybe the points drop will help a little bit. I know Bile is quite good, so 100 points makes sense, but... Dark Angels. Black Knights, down in points. These are the old Firstborn ones. They probably want you to buy them before they stop selling them. Azrael, he generates CP. He's... Eldrad's like the same number of points as this guy, and has like no fighting capability. Azrael like actually kind of slaps, and he generates CP, and like also makes his units shoot good, right? Oh, you see the Mauler a lot. Yeah, Forge Fiend is the shooty one, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Death Guard, Land Raider, down 20 points. This happened for the other armies last slate. Maybe they were scared of doing it last time, but now they're fine with it. And Roticus is just mirroring what Roticus got in Demons. Okay, that makes sense. Deathwatch. Indomitor kill team, up 15 points. It's probably their best kill team, so I guess this army's... Deathwatch I think are doing okay, but the sample size is so small it's hard to tell sometimes. Drakari. The Ravager is down 5 points. This is the shooty boat, not the transport. And the 6-man Reaver squad is up 10. That's the big bike squad. Yeah, that makes sense. I think the new detachment, not the new detachment, one of the ones in the book is doing quite well at the moment with a bunch of Reavers. It's the Carnival one, whatever it's called. The one that lets you charge your opponent in their turn. A lot of people are taking these at the moment, so that makes sense. The Ravager isn't seeing much play. I wonder how many points this would have to be for people to take it. Emperor's Children. Well, there's a decent amount of green here, although 2 of them are Shalaxi and the Keeper, so I can ignore those, I suppose. They're probably still not good. Chaos Spawn down 10 points. Didn't it start at 70 points? Like, it got nerfed at one point, and now it's gone back down. Sure. Chaos Terminator's down 15. I don't know if this is enough, because 155 points is a lot of points for what these do. And the Foot Demon Prince is down 15 to 180. I don't hate the Foot Demon Prince. It's just a bit awkward to walk around because it's, you know, a monster. It can't go through walls. The APR is very nice though. And then the Demon Prince of Wings has taken its 15 points. They do nothing is what they do. Oh, do you mean the Terminators? Yeah, the only reason I've seen people try and take them is like as a deep strike threat, as like a rapid ingress thing, because there's not that many of them in this army unless you do it with the Winged Demon Prince. But I'm not sure if that's worth it because of how big of a commitment that is. 200, like, how many points would this thing have to be if you stop playing 2 or 3 of it? Because is this it? I'm not sure. I feel like people will still take at least 2 of them. Like, it's just a very good data sheet. GSC, no changes. I wouldn't even be able to tell you what the changes were if they were here. Probably. Grey Knights. Interceptors. Those are the jetpack dudes, right? The fast ones, move. Down 5 and 10 points. Yeah, makes sense. I feel like the 10-man should probably be cheaper, because I feel like that's not that great. And then Purgation Squad is the... Is it the one that used to be indirect? Also down 10-20. Cool. Small change. To units that aren't used as much as the others. Oh, no Imperial Agents changes. Big sad. Maybe next time, boys. Maybe next time. Flame and Melter thing. Ah, right. Gotcha. Oh, sorry, I'm just drinking my drink. Yeah, no Imperial Agents changes. Very sad. Admittedly, points-wise, there's not masses I would change here. Like, there's a couple that could go down, but most of them are... My headset decides to turn off. I don't think I need it. I'm just talking, so it's fine. Yeah, like at this point, I'm like not surprised if agents don't get changes. I will be pleasantly surprised if they do. So, oh yeah, 100% ignored. They weren't in the notes either. But I mean, they had an article mentioned next time, so it's not like they don't consider them. But yeah, they haven't made changes this time. Maybe next time, boys. Imperial Knights. Similar situation here to the Chaos Knight stuff is I feel like I only ever recognize the one that's being spammed, and then I don't recognize the rest. The Knight Defender might be worth considering in certain detachments, but the other ones here are all ones I just never see. So I don't know how many points the rest of these would have to be good. Someone who plays Knights might be able to tell you better. Lisa Votan, the Evaluator, the little boy with the funny gun. Is that the little... Okay, yeah, that guy. Down 10, Bury. Oh, I didn't even know how did I even do that? Oh, it's because it's a document. You can add notes. That's funny. Ironkins down, Carl down 5, Sagittor down 5, and then the enhancement in Brandfast is up 10. I mean, these are largely buffs, unless you're playing particularly Brandfast, which is the transport detachment. Seems good. 0 changes to Necrons, the most average army in 40k right now. This army consistently does decent. I don't know if I would change too much here. Honestly, I would just rather see like some maybe slight adjustments to the worst data sheets. Just don't buff or change the stuff that's currently good, I suppose. Other than Wraiths. Wraiths are annoying and they're just always around. Orcs, no changes. Codex Space Marines. Ethan Shan up 25 points. Oof. Aggressors down 5 and 10. Maybe these will be playable eventually. I feel like these dropped off the face of the planet when they nerfed that one enhancement that used to be in Gladius. Or maybe it still is. I haven't seen it in ages. Cato Sicarius down 25. Is that the old version or the new version? Where's Captain Sicarius? Why are both of them here? They don't even sell one of these. Like, one of these does not exist as a model. I forget which one it is. They're both the same name to me. Centurion Devastators up 10 or 20. Paul is going to be so sad. Like, I think his list has just gone up 85 points? Ow. Eradicator's down for the 3 and 6 man. Seems okay. Corsaro Khan is down 10. He's 60 points. Oh god, that's so sad. They need to make his rules better. He just isn't very good. Lieutenant down 10 is now 55. So many cheap characters. Victrix Honor Guard, 3 models down 10 and 6 models up 30. That seems like an odd choice. I feel like people are now just going to take blocks of 3, right? Like, this was already too good. Like, this could be 140 and I think people would still consider it. Stormspeeder Thunderstrike down 15. Sure. And then Vanguard Veterans up 5 and 10. Honestly, they're not even demanding you run 3. Like, this is just half. Like, you could take... It's the same number of points per model. You can still take 6 for the same price per model as 3. But you're likely just taking 6 if you have a character attached to maximize the buff. But there's now, like, you know, they're the same in terms of points per model. Like, I think you would just start any Ultramarines list with 3 lots of 3. And then if you have spare points, you make the ones that have characters attached 6 mans. It's still probably too good, I think. Space Wolves, I don't know this army that well. Grey Hunters down 15, Iron Priest down 5. You should have just sent them up. Yeah, no, I think the 3-man shouldn't have gone down. This should be plus 40. This should be just stay as it was, probably. Basically, just buffing the stuff here that's not really been seeing much play. I think Murderfang has seen a tiny bit of play, but eh. God knows what will happen when the 500 Worlds stuff comes out. Yeah, for sure. Codex Tau. Breacher team, down 10 points. Nice. Riptide up 10. Okay, yeah, the Riptide is quite good right now. Skyray Gunship up 10. I think the Skyray is also okay at the moment. The Storm Surge is down 40 points. I don't know if this makes this model good, but goddamn, is that funny. I want to see someone play this. That sounds really funny. Strike team down 5. That's just your default battle line guys, isn't it? Yeah. Thousand Suns, we have the same Kairos and Lord of changes. That's hard to say. Chaos Predator Disruptor down 10, Water Fiend down 10, Mauler Fiend down 10, Vortex Beast down 5, Rubik's down 5, Sorcerer down 5, Zangor and Lyson down 10, Zangor and Lyson with Great Bows down 5. Okay, so they're making the chaff units slightly cheaper, and they're buffing the vehicles that people aren't playing mostly. Like, I don't think I've seen people take the Predators much. So maybe this will push them to see those a bit more, which would be nice. Tyranids, card effects is at 90 points. That is ridiculously cheap for how small that, like how big that model is. That thing should be 150 points at minimum and actually just do damage. This is not the approach they should be taking on this. Like 2 Carnifexes with, is it old One Eye? Where is he? With old One Eye is 330 points. That seems really cheap. I know the Carnifex isn't that good. I would rather they just buff its melee profile and gun profiles rather than do this, because it's such an iconic big model that's weird that it's this cheap. Like, this is like almost as cheap as like an Iron Strider and AdMech like territory of cheap. Like, it should not be this cheap. Like, this is 2 Space Marine Lieutenants, which admittedly if you play Space Marine 2 is probably enough to kill a Carnifex, but especially if they're not wearing a helmet. Screamer Killer down another 10. Didn't this thing start the edition at like 170 or something? Like, this thing's been buffed repeatedly and people are still not taking it. Was it that bad? God damn. They need to make the rules better on these things. World Eaters, Angron's down 20 points. I don't know if people will take them or not. Gormonger's down 10. Gormonger's, I think, are decent. Lord on Juggernaut up 15. Slaughterbound up 15. I will say last time I played against World Eaters, someone flung a solo Slaughterbound at my AdMech tank, and it one-tapped him without using the once a game effect. I was very sad. This thing being 100 points, I feel so vindicated on. These things kill anything they touch. And 2 of the enhancements up 10 points. Okay, interesting. And this is the Legends Field manual, so we've sort of exhausted the actual point changes. Okay, interesting. I don't want to save this PDF. Is there anything else in here that I need to be aware of? Index, what? Why is that red? Oh, I guess it's just highlighting things. Okay. I mean, there's some interesting changes. I didn't expect them to be big changes, considering how close some of the balance levels are right now. So I'm not like super surprised. They didn't seem like bad changes. Have I missed anything? The tournament campaign? What's changed? Did they change base sizes or something of some models? Oh, so they've clarified that you... Wait, is this new? Yes, apparently. They've confirmed you can't unterraform... Wait. Yeah, so they've confirmed you can't unterraform one in your deployment zone. They've clarified terraform, basically. Okay. Anything else here? Board layouts. Base size guide? Has any of this changed? What should be like some random model they've changed? And the Albite dog is now on an 80mm base. I wish. It doesn't look like any of these have changed. I guess it was just that one ruling. Unless they don't highlight these. Wait, let me check something. Oh, the base size is still wrong on some of these. Where is it? They still have the Voidman arms listed as 32mm bases. These models do not come with 32mm bases. They come with, I think, 28s or 25s. They're quite small. This has been wrong for like 6 months now. GW, please. I think that's it for the slate, though. I mean, there's some interesting stuff to go through. I know there is a Space Wolf detachment as well. I will probably run through that in an edited video because I have done for the other ones already, so I don't necessarily want to do that on stream. But otherwise, thanks to you guys who have turned up and chatted, mostly wee-woo. I appreciate your company, lad. And if any of you that are watching have enjoyed the stream, please, hit the subscribe button on the channel, like the video. And hopefully I'll see you guys later this week for the Space Wolves video. See you guys later. Bye-bye.